the day. We thank you for your blessings. Pray, God, that you would continue to shed your light upon us, our community, and you would help us make wise decisions for our citizens. Pray, God, that you would continue to watch over us, keep us safe, and Lord, continue to bless these United States. And we ask it all in Jesus' name. And everybody said, Amen. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. Good morning. All right. We'll open up our meeting today. Board of County Commissioners, Scioto County. Do item 1. Can we get a motion to approve the minutes of August the 20th?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of request for appropriation transfer of funds,
Are there any questions or comments in regards to item 2 today? Hearing none?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting miscellaneous reports,
Questions or comments in regards to the miscellaneous reports, item 3? Hearing none?
Motion to accept.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of request for fund transfers,
Questions or comments in regards to item 4? Hearing none?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of authorizing the clerk to advertise a legal notice for board member vacancies regarding Scioto County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Are there any questions or comments in regards to item 5 today? Hearing none?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of request for appropriation of funds,
Questions or comments in regards to item 6? Hearing none?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of approving payment of the regular schedule of accounts for the various funds, moral obligations, and then and now certificates in the total amount of $338,969.36.
Questions or comments in regards to item 7? Hearing none?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of 2020 Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Plan TANF Supplement Addition Revision regarding Job and Family Services.
Questions or comments in regards to item 8? Hearing none?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of Child Support Enforcement Agency IVD contract between the Department of Job and Family Services and the Scioto County Prosecutor.
Questions or comments in regards to item 9? Hearing none?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting amended certificate from the Budget Commission.
Are there any questions or comments in regards to the amended certificate? Hearing none?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of communication from the Portsmouth Municipal Court regarding electronic house monitoring.
Any questions or comments in regards to the EMHA? Hearing none?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree.
Aye.
Ms. Coleman.
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye. Do you have anything in addition, Ms. Coleman?
Not at this time, sir.
Mr. Crabtree?
No.
All right. Gentlemen of the press.
Numbers 5 and then 8 and 9. Looks like, are they companion ordinances on the second 2 there, or just the separate issues?
Just the second 2, but I'll address both, or actually all 3. All right. Item 5 is we have 2 members of the board that'll be coming off after they are term limited on the on the DD board. So we will be advertising a notice to the public asking those that may be interested in serving on that board to turn in a letter of intent to request to be considered for that board. There are certain qualifications and that will be be put in the newspaper, and people can check that out and apply.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
You
that.
have about 10 days to get an application in?
I think it's 2 weeks, is it not? I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it
I
said.
think it's 2 weeks, actually. Hold on just a second. All applications must be received at the Scioto County Commissioner's Office no later than September the 10th,
Okay.
no later than 2 o'clock on September 10th. So this will be advertised, and then folks will have that opportunity.
Okay.
Okay? And then you mentioned 8 and 9.
Yes, sir.
8 and 9 are two separate things, and last week, there was a 2020 Prevention, Retention, and Contingency Plan, TANF supplement addition. This is a revision to that. Last week, there was an approval for an amount given of $850. The state has come back and changed it to $500 per TANF eligible child. If you remember early on in the pandemic, there was a application process where someone could apply for additional TANF dollars. This is they already know who qualifies, and they will be submitting it. So this is something that came over. I don't know what fed into the change. I have no idea. It doesn't say what changed, but it is going from $850 to $500 per TANF eligible child. So this will help those that are on assistance to help their children in various ways. The other thing is the Child Services Enforcement Agency. Contract will provide prosecuting attorney and assistant prosecuting attorney time processing CSEA initiated Title 4D cases for the purpose of criminal and civil non-support. This helps with the pay to do that, and the total amount of that contract is $285,063.32, and that is for the time period of July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. All right?
Thank you.
I have one question on agenda and
Yes.
one off agenda. First, on the agenda, could you please give me the numbers for item number 11?
That is the electronic house monitoring for the month of July 2020. There were 24 defendants, which had a total of 487 days at a daily rate of $14.50, with $0 paid by defendants and a total amount of $7,061.50. All right.
I'd one off agenda if everybody else is through with agenda.
Is everybody with on? Okay, how about off? Off agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recently, there was a move to remove Governor DeWine from office in Columbus. I was wondering how the commissioners felt about that move. I mean, certainly it's legal, whether it's justified or not, that'll play itself out. But I was just wondering if the county commissioners had any comment regarding that.
I have not read the 10 articles. I believe there was 10 adopted by various members of the House, I believe. I forget how many actually sponsored the articles of impeachment. I have not had a chance to read the 10 articles to determine personally if there's grounds there or not. I'm sure that the House will take that up soon. That's probably a better question for our representative, Brian Baldridge probably, and Terry Johnson, our state senator, to get their feelings on that. But again, I have not read the 10 articles to see what that is. Those came out yesterday, or was that yesterday? Okay.
I worked all day, and then I went to a meeting last night, and people were talking about it at the meeting, and I got home late, and I haven't read it either. So I'll hold my comment until I,
That'd be mine.
All I know is there was like, I think 4 or 5 members of Congress that have filed that. But I haven't read it either, and I don't have any comments on it.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
It hasn't, we haven't seen it yet or haven't had a chance to digest it yet. Okay?
That's all I have.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Brian, as far as the current investigation and Children's Services, Job and Family Services Cooperation Agreement, are you meeting generally, are the commissioners meeting with Jason Mantell and Tammy Morton from the Job and Family Services on these changes that are going on?
We met with them originally. We actually met with them twice, and we are regularly meeting. One of us or several of us have been meeting with Jason and staying on top of what's going on. Last week was the first time it's been announced. They're going to start working cooperatively together, and as that unfolds, and I think it will, I think there's going to be great benefits with that. That we're going to see more and more. And I think it's something, we talked about this, and this is where Children's Services walks a tightrope when it comes to confidentiality. They can't really say too much about what they do because of that. But we also understand, and they understand, and we've expressed this to them, look, when you do something positive, you need to let the public know. Because if they don't know, the public is left to basically make their own opinion or form their own opinion. And they realize they have a major PR issue, and they really want to work on that. You know, the good news that we've been hearing and we're very happy about is that every placement's getting background checked. I mean, that is solid. I mean, that there is no deviating from that ever again. And Jason's working really hard to make sure that there's a system now and that there's a system in the future, even better system to do that. You know, they really can't talk very much about individual cases. They can't at all, and it's impossible. And they would be breaking state law if they did. So I know that's frustrating to a lot of people, but there's just not that ability. You know, you just can't do that. But as they uncover synergies, as they uncover ways to save money or streamline processes or share people, you know, even I don't know. I mean, there's things that they can do under the law that allows them to have great flexibility. There are issues there that have to be considered. You have employee issues, you have union issues, you have a lot of those issues that have to be considered, and they will be. But this is the beginning, Sam, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Mm-hmm. I think the more eyes you have on an issue, the better, in most cases, to formulate plans and solutions. So we'll see. We'll see. We're very much in the infancy. We're talking about a lot of things right now. We're working on the intake center. That continues. We're having those conversations. We're looking at buildings. Some things aren't panning out, unfortunately, but we're not going to stop. We're going to keep on forging ahead. We've had some other community partners step in and say, hey, look, I want to help. We're getting our judges and their employees on our judge and their employees on board. We've got a lot of work to do. You got to build that foundation, and then you got to build it out from there. So it's definitely on the front burner, and we're working on it.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. It's Patrick, right?
Yes, Patrick.
Okay. All right. I got it.
So City Council last night passed the ordinance to approve the designated outdoor refreshment area. I was just wondering, from a financial standpoint, like how the commissioners view this.
You know what? I had not read that ordinance. What is it about?
So it would like create a zone that would allow like open containing of alcohol. I believe
I know
Councilman
what you're talking
Dunn was
about now.
talking, saying it would help like local businesses.
Yeah.
At least that was their goal.
I haven't seen the data to support that claim, but I would take a reserved approach on that. I'm not sure if open containers and public spaces are necessarily a good thing, but that's just me. I don't know how that furthers our economy, so anyways.
You guys addressed it pretty firmly last week, I thought.
Yeah.
It was discussed.
Well, I mean, there's just some things I think you have families and people like that. But again, that's city council. They can make those decisions. And again, I think there are some things that can be decided by council. I think there's other things that need to be decided by a vote. And ultimately, those things will be decided by votes. All right. Anything else? Oh, hey, yeah. Brian's standing there patiently.
I have one from Facebook here from Nathan Davis. I'm not sure if this has been asked in previous meetings, but will there be in-person voting for the upcoming elections?
That's a really great question, and no, it hasn't been asked. But according to what we've seen from our Secretary of State, and he has been very, very clear on this, Frank LaRose, is that there will be in-person voting. In-person voting will start in the courthouse on October the 6th. I believe they're starting with, is it 8 to 4:30 or 8 to 5 o'clock? 8 to 4:30 at first. We recommend everybody to go on the Secretary of State website, sos.gov, and is it sos.gov or sosohio.gov? But anyways, get on the Secretary of State of Ohio's website. You'll see the schedules for voting. It's consistent at every Board of Election throughout the state of Ohio. So it does change as we get closer to the election. Saturdays start opening up. There's even Sunday voting, I think the last 2 weekends. So, or at least the last weekend for sure. But get on there, look at the voting. Also, we have been told that there will be voting at the precincts. So they are working really hard in the Board of Elections. You might want to talk to them. If the press may have already done that, I'm not sure, but they are making a lot of preparations to be ready for the election. This is a presidential election, so there will be a lot more people voting. I will tell you that I would recommend that if you want to vote in person, one of the easiest things you can do, if possible, vote early in person at the courthouse. It's very easy, very quick. There's touch screens. I'm serious. I'm not even exaggerating. 5 minutes max is what it only took me 3 minutes last time, but 5 minutes max if you're not familiar with the machines. But they are very quick. You walk in, they give you your card, you go over, you insert it. It is rather quick. If you're computer savvy, it's even quicker. If you're not, they're there to help you. The Board of Elections will help you with the process and help explain the process to you. We've only used these machines one election. That was the last primary, up until the time that voting stopped. So those who used them will know that they were very easy to use. But we will have those at every precinct, and you'll be able to get in and get out really quick in the courthouse. After that, it's being a presidential, there could be long lines at the precincts, and then you can also request an absentee ballot. If you're going to be out of town, if you're sick, if you are concerned with COVID, of course there's those that are, you can request an absentee ballot. You can do that online. You can come to the courthouse and do that as well. And I know that every voter in the state of Ohio, registered voter, will receive an absentee ballot request. You have to fill that out, send that in. I would recommend you do that as soon as possible. Don't wait until a week before the election to request a ballot. Chances are your ballot will not be counted on election day because it won't get back in time. So you gotta do that early, and then once you receive your ballot, you have to fill that out and send it in, and it's critical to do that. And I will tell you that there was many ballots that were tossed out for irregularities or ballots that were received late in the primary. So please don't let that happen to yourself. Your vote is very important, and what we need to do is we need to guard our vote. We need to make sure that we understand that when our vote is being submitted. Doing it in person is the quickest and most expedient way, but if you're not able to, and there's reasons for that, military is another great reason. People have been voting military absentee ballot for years. But do it soon, do it quick. Don't wait, don't procrastinate, because we're creatures of habit. People do that. You put it on your calendar and say, I'll get to it later. Well, don't let later be the week before the election, all right? Because it will be very difficult to turn that around in that time. And we don't want, we want your vote counted on election day. Okay? Is that it?
I've got one more here. I'm not sure if you can answer it or not. Richard McClurg, why do townships have to pay the sheriff office to have protection? I live in Green Township and don't get the protection like Porter and other ones that pay.
The Rotary Fund, the monies that townships pay to the sheriff are supposed to be additional or designated or dedicated township deputies, meaning they stay in that township. They don't roam. They're not necessarily going from township to township. They are dedicated for that township. That is something that the taxpayers vote on in that township, whether or not they want that coverage. If he doesn't feel like he's not getting that coverage, he really needs to call the sheriff's office and ask for an opportunity to talk to the sheriff if he doesn't feel like he's getting that. And I would recommend that. There's nothing that county commissioners can do. The sheriff is a standalone office elected by the people of Scioto County, and he does control that. So he would be the right one. Sheriff Denny would be the right one for him to talk to.
And if they are interested, if the citizens are interested in a levy, they would go to their township meeting.
They would, yeah, and that is definitely something else he can do, is if he's not satisfied, he really needs to talk to his township trustees, because the trustees should be the one holding their feet to the fire to make sure that coverage is good. We've seen this multiple times in different townships, and sometimes if the sheriff doesn't know that there's a problem, he doesn't know to fix it, but I would start with either his township trustees or the sheriff.
That's
Okay.
everything.
Is that it? All right. Anything else from anyone? Try to stay cool this week. For some reason, summer came back really hot, but this weekend is going to be really nice. It's supposed to cool down, and everybody take time to enjoy. Summer is winding down. The splash pad, just so everybody knows, the last day for the splash pad will be Labor Day. All right, and so if you haven't been yet, and a lot of people have, but if you haven't, make sure you get that in. We're open 11 to 7 daily, Monday through Sunday. So get your kiddos over there, enjoy what little time we have left. Most of the kids are getting back in school now, but we felt strongly that we wanted to keep it open until Labor Day. There's some schools that are right, as a matter of fact, one, I believe, West is actually after Labor Day. So
September 8th.
we wanted to keep that open, especially on the weekends, so the kids still have the opportunity. Summer is winding down. It's hard to believe with everything that's been going on, but I'm looking forward to fall, and I'm looking forward to time with family. And I know that it's a little bit different this year, but we're going to try to enjoy it the best we can, and recommend everybody get out, support your local businesses. That's something I really wanted to mention today, and please get out and support your local businesses. Restaurants are struggling right now, and we really need to do our best to support them. They're still operating at technically 50% capacity, and that's hard for any company, any restaurant to function. So please, and even though our economy looks like it's growing and strengthening, we have some companies, restaurants in particular, that are really struggling. So let's remember them and do our best to support them. All right? And I do want to mention one other thing. Ryan's in attendance today. He's our loss control coordinator, manager. The fire alarms are in. it looks good. So when you go out in the lobby, gentlemen, you'll notice that there's fireboxes on the walls and things like that, and visible, audible alarms now, which takes us into ADA compliance back into the 21st century, which is really nice. And so we're there, and it's all part of the security plan, guys. We're still continuing on that course and doing what we need to do to keep us safe and secure here in the courthouse. All right. Motion to adjourn. Sir.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a nice day.